Hey, Robert Spooner here, and I'm in my studio. I'm often asked about my techniques, my applications, the textures, and everything else that I'm doing with my work, and I'm flattered by all that, but for the emerging artists that are out there, I encourage you to try to find a visual path that really suits you. I know that when you're starting out, you're trying to copy other people's work and everything of that nature, but let me read something to you from one of my favorite books here on Nikolai Fechin. He talks and he addresses that very subject here. Let me read this to you. It's always a temptation for a beginner to take the path of least resistance. He usually takes as his model of reproductions of some fashionable painter and copies them, believing by doing so he acquires knowledge. Such a beginning is unsound because it starts with the end product of the original work, the finished results of an artist's long and patient toil. Superficially absorbing this final expression of work, the student overlooks the process of obtaining these results and does not comprehend at all the work of creating. So my point being is that it's great to take a Sargent, John Singer Sargent, who's quite often talked about in our industry, and try to copy that technique and everything. But somewhere along the road, you will acquire enough skills, enough knowledge that you should be jumping off. You should be finding that jumping off point to where you see things within your own work that the strokes or the creation of certain shapes start to inspire you. You start to find something that's unique about what you're doing. I encourage this point in that career or in whatever level you are to start really pushing that, migrate towards that. Find out what it is that you seek that is unusual about your work and pursue it. These pieces like Farmer in the Fields, which happens to be part of my historical series. The textures that are created here, I started by doing a color-filled series. This color-filled series started off with very flat paint. Then it became very texturized paint. And since I was previously known as in my earlier part of my career, as a figurative artist, I wanted to try to mesh those two techniques together. So taking the textures in my color field were very abstract kind of pieces, and then trying to combine them with figurative pieces, I've created a very unique from that I've created a very unique visual result. And if you get a chance to come by the studio sometime or see some of my work in person, you'll see how texturized the work is. So through my exploration and through my adventure, visually, through technique, through textures, through my willingness to explore, I've really stumbled upon something that I really love visually as a final product. One thing that I have noticed, a couple of words that I have come to kind of label myself, is that I have a constant curiosity, a very ambitious curiosity towards discovery and moving in directions that I normally don't pursue. It's kind of like an odd thing is kind of like my golf. I'm always trying to pursue a better golf swing, a better putting stroke. How do I impact the golf ball better in order to get better results? That curiosity that I have is the same part of my personality that I apply to my work that has allowed me to adventure into and further down this exploratory road. So to wrap it up, take what you learn from these great masters, their works, their books, and everything like that. Copy them and learn from them. Somewhere along that road, there will be a path that is, like they say in the poetry, a diversion in the woods, and you got to decide which path to take. I encourage you to take that path of least resistance, or the path that is unknown to you, and pursue it. And I bet you that you're going to be happier, at least with that. You're not always copying, you're pursuing an adventure, a path of your own. So take my 2 cents for what it is, and thanks for watching.